Yes, sir. It's the 9 to 5 Sports Guys. It's your boy T.
What's happening? It's your man TJ.
What up, though? It's your boy Nam.
And I know the playoffs is going on right now, and it's very competitive. You know, pretty soon in a couple weeks we're gonna have training camp for the NFL. But this is a great time for sports. It's a great time for competition.
Yeah.
It's a great time for back and forth action.
Right.
Bravado and
just-
Macho Man and all
yes.
of that good stuff.
Right.
Those that are been under a rock for the last couple of weeks. Drake and Kendrick.
Yes, sir.
What are your thoughts on the battle, beef, whatever you want to call it? What are your thoughts on that?
Kendrick killed him.
Kendrick killed him.
Yeah.
I know what now I'm gonna say, but let me hear what you got to say now.
Oh, nah. It was great for the culture. It was great for the sport of hip hop, but Kendrick was more calculated. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
More calculated.
So y'all saying it was clean sweep.
It's over.
Drake didn't get a lick off.
Nah, I mean he got his
No.
punches in.
He did.
He got his punches in, but he just got knocked out. That's all.
Yeah, they weren't haymakers.
No.
They could have been if he timed them better
Mm-hmm.
and he calculated them better.
Now let me ask y'all this.
It was just the execution, poor execution.
Right.
Let me ask y'all this. Would you put Taylor Made in the mix with that? Because we forgot about Taylor Made.
Tailor Made is what I think Tailor Made to me is what put the whole West Coast against him, if you will. It's what makes Not Like Us what it is. Because his tone and his anger of how he tried to use Tupac's voice and Snoop, who's still alive, his voice, without like going through the proper channels and saying,
Right.
hey,
Right. I agree with that.
I think that's what allows Not Like Us to make it sound like a regional record against him, if you will.
And he being sued for that, right?
Yeah.
For putting Tupac's verse up there.
Yeah.
His likeness up there.
the state.
To me, that's corny.
Yes or no?
That's corny.
It is
What's
it is.
corny?
But
He being sued for it?
Yeah,
Why?
he could take it down, but that's
We
the
gonna
art.
have to.
That's the art
We
of
had to.
war, right?
yeah, but the art of business is different too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta
That's
be
different now.
But-
But
proper
see,
channels.
the thing with AI is something new. So I don't know how you can sue someone for, because let's just say if I can imitate Pac's voice
Mhm.
and then I can do it on record, you gonna sue me for impersonating his voice?
Well, if that's you and then we see this visually you doing it, then no, because comedians do it all the time.
That's what I'm saying. That's
But-
why it's kind of tricky with AI.
Yeah, but come on, you knew that was Pac.
All right. Let's just for the argument's sake. But
Yeah.
that is the art of war, though. I'm gonna use who you look up to as someone
to draw you out.
to draw you. Yeah, to draw. So
The strategy was there. I think just the execution
It backfired.
was distasteful to some people.
because
Yeah,
people
You know what I'm saying?
because it's Drake. Had it been somebody else,
I don't think so. I can't say that either.
Because if
It
it wasn't for Drake,
Oh.
anybody else would have done it.
So let me-
okay,
You get
I
what
can.
mean?
okay, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. I'm glad you mentioned that because see, 50 did that. Remember?
Well,
50
who?
Cent, 50 had Tupac on, but it was his actual songs.
Right.
What he got,
And it was cleared.
But
Yeah,
see,
it
that's
was
different
cleared.
because it was
Had to
that's
be
different
cleared.
because
Right.
he got on a song that was cleared, but
but the
Pac
fact,
wasn't talking about Ja.
no, but I'm saying the fact that you mentioned AI, it's like it's not like you don't know.
There's clearance.
You know what you're
Yeah,
supposed to do.
That's all it
But
is.
he
It's
didn't
clearance.
he didn't put that out as far as like hi, them other songs are on Apple Music. He didn't put that one out. I just want to
Well, they
Right.
made him take it down.
take it down. Yeah,
right. They did.
But the other miscalculation to me was originally when Push-Ups came out, there was two versions. The first version, everybody was, is this AI? I don't know. Is this
The
AI?
leak,
Is
the
this-
leak version, right?
Yeah. And the leak version had
Different.
a set of different bars in there about
Yes.
Ross as well.
Uh-huh.
That to me shows hesitation. You can't hesitate in war. You can't. If you hesitate, you've lost. He who hesitates has lost. That's how it works in
The
war.
one thing I know
He
is
hesitated.
the one thing I know is when it comes to rap battles, man, we've seen them over the years, is that there is no you can say this and I can't say this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That the art of war, as you stated.
Yeah.
You know, anything goes.
Yeah.
Mama, whoever, anything goes. But that's just what it. But that's just what it is.
That's when it come to bars.
You're right.
See, I watch battle rap,
Absolutely.
Right.
and to me, the best battle raps is when you can spit and leave the personals out.
Right.
When you start bringing the personals in, that's just like
But who introduced the personals first?
well, Drake, because Kendrick didn't respond in the beginning,
Whitney, Bodyguard, he introduced that.
but that
first.
went over a lot of people's heads.
But he introduced that first.
Yes, yeah, but that went over everybody's head. Nobody knew what he was talking
It
about.
didn't go over Kendrick's head.
Well, yeah, because he.
But
that's
that's
his wife.
That's the point.
But that's you saying leave the personals out. I mean, when it comes to rap battle, everything's personal.
And even in
Everything's
Euphoria, he didn't even take it the personal route. He even with the you don't know nothing about that. Like he was just talking about his parenting skill. He didn't talk about his
And when
son.
you say he had to raise his son,
He's talking about him. Yeah, you
which,
as a man.
which was regurgitated. That was regurgitated.
Again, that's all rap.
But if I say something about somebody, and then somebody else say something the same that I said, that's regurgitated.
Now watch this, right?
Okay, go ahead.
All of Kendrick's verses, or all his records, they're all the same topic, but he's just giving you from different angles, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's still talking about him as a parent. He's still talking about him as a bad,
Which at this point,
again, a bad.
We
business,
heard the parent
a
jokes.
bad human, a bad business person.
okay,
Trying to allude to him being misogynistic, if you will. They're all the same thing.
Would you
all
give-
three records,
would you
but
give
it's
him
just different angles.
You give him that
Different
Tyson. He said, "We heard the jokes."
It's all from different angles. Same way with Drake. Drake, all his three records are all the same. The Day Free line, This Is Not Your Son, You Beat Your Wife. Different angles. That's all they've been doing. But Kendrick's artistic range and how he did it in these records is why he won. And then the way he was able to play this narrative, it's like being in court and the prosecutor just keeps finding different witnesses
mm-hmm.
to say the same angle that whatever crime you did. And that's all he did. He just swayed the public's opinion of who Drake is.
I think that's what killed him.
Yeah.
Is the public opinion.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like y'all was saying. I mean, it's like Drake wasn't prepared.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't.
Kendra had all the insight, all the witnesses, all the all the prosecutors and everything on his side. Drake was just a defendant sitting there getting getting blowed up.
And the one thing about
Drake, my fault.
about the whole thing is Kendrick dropped a hit.
He dropped the hit.
They Not Like Us was better than any of them other songs.
And
Euphoria was tough.
and
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
But They Not Like Us.
Yeah.
Not only
is a
is
cultural hit.
it's because when you hear that mustard on the beat, not even that. When you hear that mustard on the beat, because people forget
cultural
mustard
hit.
for stretch. When you heard that mustard on the beat, it was one of them bangers.
Now look,
You can't say culture.
Drake mentioned YG
Mm-hmm.
when he was trying to say these guys are real gangbangers.
Mm-hmm.
Mustard is YG's producer.
Mm-hmm.
He went and got him and said, "All right, cool. I'll go get somebody." It's like anything Drake said, he found a way to rebuttal it quickly.
Right.
Whether Drake seen it or didn't see it, and then he swayed the court of public's opinion against him. To the point, and then more importantly, he was quiet. He didn't post tweets or memes and get in front of it. He just stayed quiet and allowed the people to find these silly videos, these allegation videos to, I guess, tie it to his claim.
Yeah.
This file angle and this liar angle and
PDF.
this
For YouTube, you gotta be careful with YouTube.
my bad. Yeah,
Now I'm trying to get us taken down.
Censored.
just bleep it out.
Yeah,
Bleep it
I'm
out.
gonna have to bleep that out. But no, listen, I'm a fan of both of them. But that Day Not Like Us,
Crazy.
I was sea walking and I ain't never been to Cali in my life. But nah, though, it's an interesting take, interesting perspective. Kendrick definitely got that last record.
Yeah, he
That was
got
like
Does Drake recover?
oh, absolutely. He recovered from Pusha T.
yeah.
Listen, the beautiful thing about entertainment is as long as you can entertain people, that's all that really matters.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
You come
I
out-
agree with that.
Hits make people forget.
Hits make people forget about all that.
They're like championships.
But do you want to?
What you mean?
Like, do you want to after getting knocked out? Do you want to come back?
Have to.
Absolutely. That's what builds character. Adversity. Okay, y'all counted me out, but guess what? Now, like he said in the first person shooter, I'm one away from Michael. So if Drake has any kind of character, any kind of something about him that what is it? Any kind of competitive fire?
Right.
Okay, that's cool. Let me see you support Kendrick when he drop. And let my next couple albums, you can't deny good music.
Can't. Yeah.
You could be
yeah,
the biggest
right,
Drake fan.
Right.
They not like us as a hit.
It's a
Right.
hit.
Same with Drake. You could be the biggest Drake hater. He got something playing in the club.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You gonna have to.
On a nightly
Most definitely.
basis.
That's what I'm saying. So
right.
that's how he can recover. And he can recoup.
Right.
Hey, look, after Ether, Jay still recovered.
Oh, of course.
So you know what I mean? It's not the end of the world. Now, on to some other beef. What's going on? What's going on, man? Shannon Sharp and Shaq, they going at it now. It's like athletes are some of the most sensitive people in the world
There's a bunch of divas.
because Shannon said something. Basically, okay, let me rewind.
Hold on now. Is
It's
this before or after Shawnee made her comment?
This is before. This happened
I think it's around the same time.
same time, but
Yeah, okay.
But
okay.
it's that's aside from that. I
yeah,
think
that's a whole nother.
It started from SGA getting robbed of the MVP.
right. Okay.
And
Yeah.
I-
exactly.
And
exactly.
I want to go to you now because last episode, which is up right now. Sorry about the episodes. We're going to try to get them to you as soon as we can. But last episode, Nam was saying SGA.
Yeah.
SGA.
The past 3-4 episodes
Yes.
at the ending segment, I've been asking who's the MVP, and we've all been saying SGA.
right.
We find out he gets robbed by the guy who I thought should have got it last year.
And he
Okay.
didn't just get
Jokic.
robbed. He got robbed by a wide margin.
Yeah, because when you saw the votes.
Yeah.
Again, this is the thing that I was saying in the past last year with
Okay.
the Embiid and all of that.
Stop bringing up old stuff.
Right,
Let's
right.
say-
We're not
let's
talking
say
about
we're
that.
not talking about
It's
old
on
stuff.
right
yeah,
now.
but it's the NBA correcting that with this. So SGA didn't get it. Jokic got it. SGA is the number 1 seed. If you look at the average age, 22 and under. He doesn't have another All-Star next to him. They're 2 years ahead of schedule. Should have been the MVP. Shaq said, you got robbed. The NBA did this wrong.
Right.
It should have been this.
And they should have.
Shannon responded and said that Shaq has I guess subconscious hatred towards Jokic because Jokic got more MVPs than Shaq.
Right. Well, Shaq was making the argument saying that he should have had more MVPs
More than
than
more.
he did, but I mean,
And he's more dominant.
right.
Jokic doesn't seem like he's there sometimes, but he's there. He's doing
Well,
whatever
this
he does.
particular season right here, I mean,
Right.
we could look at the numbers and they're,
It's the same numbers as last year. If you
Right.
was gonna give it to him this year, you should have gave it to him last year. It's the same numbers.
now if you speak on it like that, then yeah, he should have had one last year, and that would have been 3 or 4, whatever the case may be.
Essentially, it's the same numbers, and
Yeah.
that's where the beef pause stems from. Shannon basically said that Shaq's take on it was bias. It was more personal than it is factual. Like,
But in that sense, though, I mean, looking at from that standpoint, and looking at it from our standpoint, you, I, T, Shaq, we all agreed on the same thing.
Yeah,
That Shea should have been he SGA, not Shea, but SGA should have been the
MVP.
should have been MVP. So I
Yeah.
mean, whether Shaq was, you want to call him biased or whatever the case may be, we've all actually seen that man
Right.
should have been the MVP.
Right.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, that's where what he was saying. The wife came out and said she was never in love. And,
Right.
But
Yeah,
it's
that-
around that same week. But
Oh,
they're
yeah.
not in relation to,
Right.
To each
It
other.
just
Got
happened.
you.
But then,
Timing.
so basically, that happened.
Mhm.
Shaq, Could he have said it to him privately? Maybe. That's not for me to.
Take the high road.
Yeah.
Right.
Could he said like, yo, look, I think SJ should have won it, but granted, that's not for me to decide. Because I'm not Shaq's all-time legend, but to take that moment away from Joker, just like you said, take a step back, let him have his moment, and
But he did but to Shaq's credit though, he did kept saying nothing to take from Joker. He said it on live TV.
Yeah, and you know who else said that? Kanye West when Taylor Swift got her award.
Well,
he said not to take away from.
Yeah, but Kanye West is
No,
a totally different.
I understand
different state.
Did he say not to take away? I think he said. He said, "I'm gonna let you finish."
I'm gonna let you
Yeah,
finish.
yeah,
I'm gonna let
yeah,
you finish.
yeah, that's totally
but Beyonce, you know what I mean?
That's
So
totally different.
he kind of pulled a Kanye. Like,
Yeah, no, I
that's kinda pulled a
can't. I can't
Kanye.
give Shaq that one. No, not like
that's
that
a different tone.
Okay,
bro.
that's a
one.
different.
But yeah, that's totally
But
different.
the truth is inconvenience, though. Anytime you tell the truth, there's no right or wrong time.
Right.
To tell. The truth is the truth. It's very inconvenient, no matter when you say it.
Think about it. If Shaq would have not said it on TV but said it on YouTube, it's still in the public.
Yeah, it's still
If
true.
he had not said it on TV but said it on a podcast, it's still to the public.
No,
Yeah.
I'm
you still
saying
would have got it.
if he would have had a conversation with him privately,
Right.
like it's nothing for these guys to get in
To
contact
Joker?
with it. Yeah,
You
Holla-
can't- how would you feel if someone says that? You know what, Terrence? You don't deserve this promotion. He deserves it, but it's okay.
that's your opinion. That's your opinion.
There's no reason to do it privately, because why would you talk to somebody and give them a backhand compliment privately?
But but
You
like
get
I
what I'm
said,
saying?
it's
It means nothing at that point.
and to that, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Like I said, it was like he kind of stole a moment from Joker.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And Shannon Sharp just kind of defended Joker in a sense. Like,
Right.
why would you take the moment from him? And I kind of seen what Shannon was talking about, because he's like, and not to throw out accolades and numbers, but it's like for a guy that is not as dominant as Shaq, have 3 MVPs. Shaq only has 1 regular season MVP. Joker has 3.
3
So
3 in
from-
4 years, right?
Yeah,
3
that's
in
what I'm
4 years.
saying. And like you said, it could have been 4.
Yeah.
But it.
It could have been 4. So Shannon just pointing out, like, from the outside, it looks like Shaq was kind of
It was hate.
feeling a kind of way. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what.
it wasn't facts. It was hate.
Yeah, that's. I guess that's what he was trying to point out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a different point in time too, as opposed to when Shaq was playing and when the way basketball is being played now. I mean, Kobe was on that team too, and it's hard to imagine him with one.
One.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we covered this topic before. Kobe
Right.
got 1.
It's hard to imagine
Should have
that.
had more, but he had 1.
He should have, and I think he should have got that one that when Steve Nash got that second one. But not to take anything away from Steve Nash, just like I'm saying right now, where Shaq said the same thing. Now, agreeable millions of people would agree when sit and say SGA should have been the MVP.
Oh, absolutely.
But
absolutely.
due to voters in the NBA, they gave the Joker the best big man in the game now.
I think
So-
Nam had the most votes for MVP this year.
He was 6, right? You was
Yeah, he had. How many votes
right?
they counted yours
you
as?
behind Giannis, right?
Yeah. But
It didn't matter because he didn't win.
yeah, right.
so
Arguably any one of those 3, Luka, SGA, and Joker. But out of those 3, to me, SGA was the clear
absolutely.
cut.
That, and when you said the margin shouldn't have been as wide.
Yeah.
God, it was
It was
even
damn near
close,
like it was.
wasn't
You could have argued. I mean, I know it wasn't literally unanimous, but it was damn near because the margin was nowhere near close.
Yeah.
nowhere close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we're gonna have a three-man race, the margin needs to be telling us that. And if it's not, then obviously we know there's a robbery involved.
Pause. I thought it would have been tighter between them two, Joker and SGA.
But Shannon said what he said. He said Shaq, if Shaq would have had a better work ethic, or which Shaq even admitted himself.
Right.
And I guess Shaq took that personal and
He responded to this.
he replied. He had a whole, but before the diss,
But-
he had a whole book.
To mention a man's work ethic and still be that dominant is irrelevant.
No, well,
You know what I mean?
He was just
Right.
mentioning. He was basically regurgitating what Shaq said
Right.
about himself.
I see your
Yeah.
new word, man. You done said it like 5
Yeah,
times.
man. Reading Rainbow,
Regurgitate.
baby.
Apparently,
he-
you ever see the video with the kid
Nah.
where he learned the word apparently? He just kept saying it. Apparently.
But yeah. So then, Shaq made a diss. You know, I heard Shaq is petty,
Yeah.
but that's my level of petty.
Hey, yo,
I-
Shannon, how my days? Oh, you know, is it the same, was it the same song?
Nah, that's
Oh,
that's
my bad.
That's the Kobe.
that's the
joint.
Kobe
Oh,
diss.
yeah, my
That's the
bad.
Kobe diss.
My fault.
But yeah, it's a lot going on. But we're gonna get into the actual basketball. We're gonna lead a tee right now, and we're gonna get into basketball right now. We had yesterday's games. You had the Thunder. You had Dallas. Then you
Mavs.
had Cleveland and Boston.
Yeah.
Real quick, Thunder, Dallas. What do y'all see?
OKC might be in trouble.
Is it?
That's it.
I mean, oh, my bad, my fault. You pinpointed earlier saying that that they haven't really played nobody.
Yeah.
which is facts, and not to mention they're young, so that playoff experience will hurt them. They could learn from this if they happen to lose, but Dallas got veterans. I mean, they got some veteran guys up there, and it showed yesterday. It showed yesterday with Luka, taking a beating, and I just think I don't know. I had SJ ahead of them. I mean, I'm not SJ. Sorry, I had OKC ahead of them, but I think Dallas may end up pulling this one out. The Cleveland and Boston game. I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. That's like the boringest playoff game series I've ever seen. It really is boring and no excitement to it. But seeing the Cleveland stole game 2, if Boston play around like they did and let them guys sneak, they did win last night. So I see them still pulling the series out. But you can't
How many
play around
games?
one. Huh?
How many games?
Well, I mean, it ain't it ain't a sweep now. So I think Cleveland get another one. 6.
So it's gonna be 2-2 after tomorrow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it could be.
Nah, what's your take on the games right now?
Experience, like how you were saying, youth and experience is showing in the Mavs and Thunder series. SGA is doing whatever it takes, right? But Luka and Kyrie are showing a lot of grit and tenacity. Like they're getting beat up, right? Whether it's in the paint or just the way Dort is face guarding them, court, end to end or whatever it may be. I got the Mavs in 6.
That's a good one.
Got the Mavs in 6, maybe 7.
See, Dort gets in a lot of foul trouble,
But he
and
has
that's
to.
what's going to hurt him. I know he has to, but that's what's going. But he's better. They're better when he's on the court.
Yes, they're a lot better defensively when he's on the court, but it's pick your poison. You got 2 of the best one-on-one players in the league. Who do you take out, Kyrie or Luka? I prefer him on Luka because Luka beats you whether it's scoring and getting people involved. Kyrie is just downhill. He could 60 and two assists, right? Like you said.
Gafford is becoming a problem too. So I think that may be the deciding factor in that series.
Yeah, and what's the other series? The Cavs. It's just it's Boston and Cavs, and it's like LeBron. It's yesterday's series, but great value.
It's the great value. LeBron versus Boston.
Yeah, juggernaut team, 1 star, bunch of great role players around it, but really doesn't amount to anything because if this guy has 70, they're still gonna beat him. If whatever defensively they're better, offensively they're better, and they got more weapons.
Now you could say now that they lost that game because Boston wasn't making any shots.
Yeah,
which they did. They suck. So.
Yeah. That's the trap Boston gets into though, because they shoot a lot of threes,
Right.
for whatever reason under the sun.
Right.
So how many games left? You think?
Boston is gonna play haphazard every now and then, so I'll say it's gonna be in 6.
6?
They don't have the killer mentality.
Right.
So you got Boston in
Six.
6.
Yeah.
You got Boston in 6.
Yeah,
You got Dallas in
6.
6.
a lot of regurgitation.
Okay. OKC. Okay, let's look. OKC is better than Cleveland.
Okay.
They're going to win another one.
All right.
And because Boston is undecided on what they want to do night to night, Cleveland probably going to get another one too. So, yeah, 6 games.
Hey,
Okay,
look,
okay.
when you clip this up, you got to get the Webster definition.
Oh
of
yeah.
regurgitate.
Like how Kendrick had
Euphoria,
Euphoria.
yeah.
I'm gonna have,
That's how you going to have to do it, yeah.
I think the Cavs are gonna have to, if they want to win the series, which I hope they do. They're gonna have Donovan Mitchell gonna have to play lights out, and somebody else gonna have to step up.
He's going to have to do again like he did the last
Yeah,
time.
like game 2, he was hitting threes, like contested threes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fadeaway
So-
threes on
So
Tatum.
somebody else has to step up besides him.
Garland,
Somebody.
Levert, somebody needs to step up.
And that Dallas series, I do want to see Luka and Kyrie get to the. I don't think it's OKC's time yet.
well, they're ahead of schedule. We
Mhm.
remember we called them Memphis.
From a couple of years ago.
Yeah, they're a year ahead.
Hell, 2 years ago we were saying, hey, keep
Watch
watching
out
out
for
for
the team.
OKC
Yeah.
because they keep coming up.
Yeah.
So
And I will say, and I said it before, but I'm gonna say it again. I slept on Chet. I didn't think he was gonna produce in the NBA this quickly.
They did rookie of the year already.
yeah, Wemby got that.
Wemby.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, Abraham Lincoln couldn't get it this year.
Maybe next year. He might get it next year. Any final thoughts till we go to part 2?
Nah.
They not like us. They not like us.
That's a
All eyes on me, and I'm gonna send it up to Pop.
Yeah, so we gonna take a break. When we come back, we gonna talk about the Knicks, Pacers, and Wolves and Nuggets. So stay tuned. We're gonna be right back.
Kendrick for the culture.
Oh, for sure.